NFL has made more history. Washington's Jennifer King becomes the first full-time female black assistant position coach. She is the assistant running backs coach now. This became official this morning, although talks about her being officially the position coach has been stemming from last week. Um, she spent 2020 as a coaching intern reporting to running backs coach Randy Jordan. Spent 2018 and 2019 interning in the offseason and during training camp with the Carolina Panthers, and she worked mostly with receivers. She spent time in 2019 as the assistant wide receivers coach for the AAF Arizona Hotshots and as an offensive assistant for Dartmouth in 2019. Here's an interesting fact, okay? She is a seven-time All-American quarterback and wide receiver for the Carolina Phoenix of Women's Football Alliance from 2006 to 2017. And she made history alongside D-line coach Lori Locas and assistant strength and conditioning coach Morale Javadifar as first female coaches to face off in a playoff game. And the source for this was Kevin Patcher, around the NFL writer. You know what, I'll start off with you first. Your thoughts on Jennifer King becoming the first full-time black female assistant coach?
Man, congratulations to her. It's very well deserved. So congratulations to her. One thing I want to shout her out for is representing Dartmouth. That's referring to Dartmouth, Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, representing a place where a lot of my family comes from. A lot of my family comes from Dartmouth and New Bedford. So shout out to her for representing Dartmouth like a real G. Anyway, back to being serious. It's so cool that the NFL gave her a job after the Alliance of American Football went down. As good as the league looked, I gotta be honest, that league was doomed to fail from the start. There was so many financial situations. There was nobody going to the games. They were using bigger venues, which is a part of the reason why they weren't getting any attendance records, which goes part into the financial situations. They weren't really selling merch. That league was doomed to fail from the start. I mean, let's be honest. It wasn't like the XFL where they just randomly shut down. The AAF was just a whole mess. But the fact that the NFL gave Jennifer King a new job in the NFL for the Panthers and now for the Washington football team, I love to see it. I love how they're not only breaking the color barrier in this situation, but they're also breaking a gender barrier as well. And I love to see it. And what really intrigues me the most, well, is that she was a seven-time All-American QB and wide receiver. I don't think I've heard of that before. A woman being a seven-time All-American. Not a lot of guys are seven-time All-Americans. I can't even name you one off the top of my head. And to be an All-American once is difficult enough as it is, but she did it 7 times. This woman deserves a lot of credit. I can already tell she's a very intelligent woman, so I'm pretty sure she'll do her job and she'll do it very well. The football team made a great choice by selecting her as well. And I'm very, very happy for her. I'm very glad the NFL and sports in general are looking into women who deserve jobs in these big sports markets. The NBA, the MLB's doing it in the front office. The NBA's doing it with the coaching positions. The NHL, I think they're doing it with their front office too. I could be wrong. The NFL is now moving for female coaches as well, and I just really love to see it. So with that said, congratulations to Jennifer King and the Washington football team.
Well, before I start, I just want to say again, I'll pick up where you left off. Congratulations to Jennifer King on this insane accomplishment. See, I'm going to start off with the AAF thing you were saying. And I completely agree with you that that whole league have failed. It wasn't what we expected or what we wanted to see out of it. But here's the thing. The best thing about the AAF is a lot of guys within that, a lot of people within that 1 year ended up getting redemption.
Oh, yeah, of
For
course.
example, for example, Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke, who's been a preseason quarterback his whole career, ends up going to the AAF, has probably a decent season, then comes to the Washington, gets signed to the Washington football team, and he ends up having a great game against one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. So there's that. Now with her, here's what I respect the most about Jennifer King. She was ambitious. Put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, She ended up going helping out coaching with Dartmouth. She spent time in Carolina during the offseason and training camp. She was an assistant running backs coach, an assistant wide receivers coach. Basically, the type of stuff that she has worked with, this to me it reads offensive coordinator right off the bat. You work with the wide receivers, the running back. You are a seven-time All-American quarterback and wide receiver. You have worked with the running backs. You have experience with as being a quarterback, and you have worked with wide receivers as well as playing as a wide receiver. So with that being said, right there, that speaks future offensive coordinator to me. Now, what I respect, going back to another point you said, because everything you said, I 100% agree. What you said, her breaking two barriers, that's what I respect the most because women and and I want to say like coaching wise, African Americans, they're both minorities in the NFL. Okay, like we know like 75% of the NFL, like we know like the NFL like has like a lot of black players and everything like that, and African American players. But as of the coaching part of the game, there's not a lot. And so for her kind of to break both those barriers, that's insane and ridiculous. Also, her going up against two other female coaches, that's more history making. And she just continues to make it. And I mean, honestly, I'm very happy for her. I'm very proud of her. I'm proud that she has this position. Hopefully she can keep it. And I mean, this again, like I said, I think she could possibly be a future offensive coordinator one day. That is a possibility. And unlike every other unlike a lot of the women working right now and like coaching, like she has played football. Like I don't know if the other ones have played. I don't know if the other women have played football or not. I'm not sure. But all I know is she is a seven-time All-American QB and wide receiver for the Women Football Alliance League from 2006 to 2017. So she even has experience playing. Experience gains knowledge, and that's how we end up learning things. And I mean, look, it's only a matter of time till she really takes off. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna take a few years. You know what I'm saying? Give it like maybe 5 years. I think she's gonna have to climb the ladder a little bit more. But I think within those 5 years, you could be looking at the first ever woman offensive coordinator. So I mean, with that being said, congratulations to Jennifer King. Congratulations to the Washington football team on signing her to a full contract. And I'm curious to see where her career takes off.